network functional area incorporating device or network monitoring, application management, security, ongoing maintenance, service level, troubleshooting, planning, etc. So network monitoring, it's a subset of network management. It's a computer network systematic effort to detect slow or failing equipment. In the event of an outage, network failure, or similar outage will be monitored via a network monitoring system via the network administrator. So I'll delve into more details on this one later on. And these are some strategic tasks that your IT can, do with network monitoring. So basically, first and foremost, it highlights potential cost savings ways of it finds any redundant resources. For example, it was able to detect overloaded equipment before it can bring down a network. And it also identifies weak areas of any wide area network links or local area network links and any type of bottlenecks. It measures latency or any delayed transfer of the data. And lastly, it finds any anomalous internal traffic that might indicate a security threat. All right, so why is network monitoring important? Today, nearly every business relies on a computer and a network infrastructure for internet, internal management, telephone, and email. A complex set of servers and network equipment is required to ensure that business data flows seamlessly between employees, offices, and customers. The economical success of an organization is tightly connected to a hitch-free flow of data. That's why a computer network has to work successfully. Reliability, speed, and efficiency are crucial. But like all other technical objects, network devices may fail from time to time, and it potentially causing trouble or loss of sales, no matter what migration efforts have been made up front. So network administrators need to take 3 key steps to maintain the network. First, uptime. Second, reliability. And lastly, speed. So let's talk more about the uptime. It monitors the network to get informed about failures when they build up or actually happens. And most providers' uptime SLA is 99.99%. Reliability, the network administrator should set up a well-planned network with reliable components. So basically, it has to be foolproof and lab tested, and have pretty much more research study before it can actually be implemented. And third, he needs to create recovery plans for the event of device failure, like some sort of backup plan or any disaster recovery plans for to speed up the process. Next, let's talk about the benefits. Network monitoring is an important instrument to assure the importance and availability of your servers and your entire network. Thus, network monitoring is essential for companies of any size. Network monitoring fixes issues before they become emergencies. The right monitoring tool not only ensures that you are notified when outages occur, but also increases network efficiency by tracking bandwidth and any other resource consumption. Now, let's go ahead and talk first on the list that we have here for the benefits of network monitoring. Reduced inefficiency and downtime. So what this means? It means that there will be no more undetected system failures. And that means increase in profits because it avoids any losses caused by undetected system failures. Say, for example, a broken printer that stops the salespeople from printing and sending out offers because the website is crashed or something like that. And because of network monitoring, it's able to detect that, and basically it's lessen the downtime or avoid it. Improve customer satisfaction. It improves customer satisfaction through a quicker and more reliable system. Basically, if there's bottlenecks in the network, if you're able to identify that before it actually happens and able to notify the customer, they will be very happy and very satisfied with the service that you're offering them. Peace of mind. So as long as you do not hear from the network monitoring tool, your systems are running perfectly, and you have more time to take care of other important business. And this is very, crucial because you wanted to focus more on your business rather than just looking at the system, right? So if you are being notified at the event of an outage, you'll have a peace of mind. Optimizing network availability and performance. Network availability can be thought of as how it's easy for one point the IP infrastructure to reach one another. So with networks becoming more widely dispersed and supporting more operations than before, and it achieves optimal availability and fulfilling the SLA requirements. It requires a top flight solution. So network management software can proactively and automatically gather data about the network, giving the administrators information about the problems before someone else reports the issue via phone or email, right? So it can do that before it's more of like a proactiveness before the customer can contact you first. So performance can be analyzed in real time through functionalities that look at the packet drops and throughput, something like that. So what else? Lowering expenses by improving asset utilization. So of course, lowering the expenses, again, it will save you money. So network monitoring helps you cut down on the total amount of downtime and the time it takes to investigate the problems. And of course, this translates to fewer man hours and less money when problems occur. Go to the next one. Minimizing risk. By providing a secure network that meets compliance guidelines, network operators can no longer worry exclusively about SLAs and customers. They must also be mindful of security regulatory requirements. And to maintain compliance, organizations need features that keep close tabs on the network. And one way of doing it is by having real-time applications, just like the network monitoring tool. Keep track of your customer-facing resources. So many devices in your networks are really just applications running on a server, right? HTTP, HTTPS server, or web, we call it web server, FTP, SMTP, SQL, and so on. So network monitoring can watch these applications and make sure your customers can connect to those servers and they're seeing what they need to see. Okay, show others what is going on. Graphical reports go a long way in explaining the health of an activity of your network, and they're great tools in proving an SLA or showing that a troublesome device needs replacing. So real-life situation is that because you can show it to the customer, some customers say that they were up on this time and they have issue. Basically, if you can show them and you have historical graph and you can look back to the previous week or previous month, that will be beneficial in that you can show to that customer that that it was in fact down during that time. So that's another benefit. So what do you want to look for in an effective network monitoring solution? Of course, first would be it's easy to install and use. That's what everyone is after for, because you wouldn't want to put up a network monitoring tool that is difficult to use. So other than that, remote management. And what does this mean is the availability for you to connect to the network monitoring platform. So of course, we know we can access it via web browser, but other than that, you should be able to also access it via mobile devices or any other Windows client. And that's another thing that you want to look for. Outage notifications. So as we all know, mostly are sent via email, and you might want to look for as well that it should be able to also have a feature to send via SMS or pager and other features. Comprehensive sensor selection. So it already says that there should be plenty of selections available for the type of alarms that you want to monitor. Full support of common network protocols. So this means that not only it will able to detect the most common one, which is SNMP, but it also is able to support NetFlow or any type of packet flows like from Juniper, JFlow, and SFlow from other open protocols. So it needs to be very flexible and support all of these kinds of protocols. Upgrade availability. So it's what it says. Basically, you want a network monitoring that is upgradable every month. At least it needs to have an upgrade. And not only you wouldn't want to get one that is just for one version and not upgradable. Fast and reliable support team. So you need to get like a good response and turnaround time of any case and ticket resolution, and they should be available 24/7. And this support team that I'm talking about, the support team of the actual monitoring platform, in case you run into issues with the application, you need support off hours, and what if you can't contact them because they're not available. So this is one item that you can actually look for as well. Lastly is historical reporting and graphical output. This is helpful. It's a proof to customers. Again, this is coming to the other part of the discussion of the benefits, wherein you can see the history. So you can show it to customers that to prove that the SLAs are met or not, and it can show past events or alarms, and it will be seen, and thus you will not miss anything. And of course, graphical output should have like colorful graphs and very easy to identify. So the value of network monitoring for your business. All right, so here let's look at some of the examples of a poorly managed network. So as you can see here, this one you would want to see sensors that are all in green. And in this case, you see right away that this one is not green. So and U stands for unusual. So those are the sensors that you might want to check. And if you can see at the graph here, you would see that the utilization is very high. So this one is an example of a poorly managed network. And right here is the traffic, total traffic. And this customer, they only have 30 meg bandwidth, but as you can see here, it went to 35, and it's staying there for a while. So we really see that it's overutilizing the network. So it's really poorly managed. So what's wrong? Why is that the case? First of all, traffic shaping is not implemented. That's for sure, because it's overutilized. Second, users are not aware of possible call quality issues when they overload the bandwidth, and that VoIP VoIP phones are reliant on the internet connection or the bandwidth. So yeah, especially when the customers tell us that they have issues with the phones, they're some of them are thinking that it's like the old analog phones wherein it's on a separate network. In this case, of course, since it's already voice over IP, it's reliant on the internet connection that you have. So if they're only aware that it's reliant on the internet connection or your bandwidth, then they wouldn't, they would less their PC usage or streaming or anything like that, just to to have quality on the phones or the calls. Lastly, no designated local IT to implement antivirus and or filter the visited websites. So this typically happens for small to medium customers wherein they don't have local IT. And as we all know, when there's a virus, the system has a virus, it potentially could cause bandwidth utilization. And if you don't have if you don't filter the visited websites, then of course they might go into YouTube, and streaming is, as we all know, will eat most of your bandwidth. So let me show you as well a snapshot here of a well-performing network on the other hand. So as you can see, all the sensors are green, so they are within the desired threshold. And yeah, not only that is the network monitoring able to show you, the latency or if the bandwidth is overutilized, but it also shows your CPU percentage, how many if it's being overutilized as well, CPU, and the memory. So and the uptime, if it was rebooted or not, this value will change here. Right now it says 29 days, meaning it was rebooted 29 days ago. So this is really beneficial. And if you look here at the graph below, you will see that even though this customer have 30 meg bandwidth, you will see that it's not using the traffic. It's only about, like, this one is the maximum it has on the graph on the left hand side is 800, so that's 800 kilobits per second. You multiply that by 8, that would be like around 6 meg only of usage out of the 30. So it's the bandwidth's not fully utilized, which is good, and this is a well-performing network. Let's see, and this is the apart from the graph, it will show you as well the total traffic right here. So as we can see, there's just 2 meg, actually just 2 meg and 1 meg instead of 30 meg. So that's good. So how are we able to? How did we help the customer optimize their network? We helped them implement VLANs to segregate the voice and the data. And this is very important because not only is it good for troubleshooting, but it will really help you, or really help the network administrator to determine if this the end device is a phone or if it's a PC, because they're being separated, and and because it's being implemented, you can perform like QoS to limit the data and prioritize the voice. Second, we secured and locked the firewall access list to only allow IPs from trusted hosts, meaning no other source devices from outside the internet is able to go into the trusted host without being allowed from the router itself. And lastly, implement traffic shaping to give prioritization to voice traffic and congestion avoidance. All right, so this is an example of a customer network downtime. So as you can see right here in the date below, their network went down on the 22nd right here. As you can see in the legend there, the red is the downtime. So there's a downtime on the 22nd. So how do we get proactively notified? So because this network monitoring tool is very flexible in doing its job very well, it immediately sent out an email notifying the network administrators that the network was down. So as you can see right here, we received the email way back in December 22nd. So we can go, before than that. We have, history because of the historical reporting of feature of the network monitoring tool. So we received the notification email that the network was down, and so of course we notified the client immediately. So we sent out an email to the contact list, or the point of contact for this customer, and have them verify power and reboot the equipment and some suggestions. So that's how we notify the customers. So let me show you another graph here for unusually high traffic within the day. So the one on the top is very high traffic. As you can see, this is only a customer that has only 8 meg of six times 8 is 5 point actually 50. Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's 50 meg of traffic as well, because this is in kilobits per second, by the way, too. You might be confused, but if we're talking about meg of the bandwidth, you have to multiply that by 6. So around 50 or 50 to 60 meg of traffic, and they're currently utilizing that, and that's very high because it's consistent from 11 a.m. Until 3:30 p.m. and so that's very high traffic within the day. Versus, if you look at the bottom diagram right there, that is their normal traffic, or the very low traffic of the day. You can see from 11:15 to 3:45, it's unusually low. You can see that it didn't even hit 5 meg right there on the one that spiked up there. But on average, it's only 1.5 thousand kilobits, 1,500 kilobits per second. So that would be 8 point something, or below 10 meg only. So here are the things that you can do on your own to improve your network. You get a good network topology diagram of your network to visualize the overview of your whole network setup and potentially look for areas of improvement and how you may minimize the possible point of failures. So if you don't have a topology diagram, if you wanted to troubleshoot something, you can't just think of on the top of your head how you're physically set up. So if you have a network topology diagram, you'll be able to know how the routers and the switches, excuse me, and the phones and the PCs are typically connected to each other. If you have that, you'll be able to see, okay, I have here a device that I'm using that are redundant. I already have a router, but there's another router in the network, and that could potentially cause issue and a point of failure. When that device fails, you don't you have other devices that are affected. So that's one thing that you can do first, is to get a network topology diagram. Next, install antivirus to all workstations and disable automatic Windows update. So I put here the disabling automatic Windows update because this one can run in the background without you knowing it, and it's actually taking a toll on the bandwidth because it will just download that update without you knowing that it's downloading, and you will just notice that your network is having packet loss or packet drop because it was taking a toll on your bandwidth. Third one is to tighten your firewall security by only allowing trusted hosts or IP address to access your network. Third, perform ping tests and speed tests of current ISP providers' bandwidth to see if you're really paying for what they're supposed to be giving. So say, for example, you have a contract with your ISP to only get 5 meg download and 5 meg upload. You need to perform speed tests and do speed tests if you're really getting 5 meg. Because if you're not, then you're not paying. They're not giving you what you're paying. So you have, if you see that, you have to contact them immediately and tell them that tell them about it. And you can also run ping tests to their gateway IP address, and to make sure that it's not dropping any packets. If it is, then you have to contact them for that. And lastly is to limit and restrict some of the outgoing websites URLs that are non-work related and could potentially clog the bandwidth. So you might want to filter or restrict going into YouTube so that the employees will not be able to stream videos. So here are some of the things that we can do for you. So we'll be able to help you in cross-examining your network if it is within its optimized performance. So we can work with you via screen share and check some of the things. We do some ping tests and speed tests to help you check your network if it is in optimized performance. Second, we offer 24/7 help desk support in case you have problems with your antivirus, with your PC applications, Windows. So everything related to PCs, we have that offering. The third one, of course, the one I've showed earlier, is the network monitoring with our very own IPitimi network monitor. And lastly, we'll be able to we can offer fully managed router service provided by us. So we can manage your router by putting some of the other features like access list, VLANs, and everything like that, and put it in our network monitoring by fully managing your router. And that's it. So we go into the question and answer. Jen, you might want to ask. Do you have questions for me?
Abundio, this is Alan. I have one question, and I don't know if it was you or Christine, but you showed me a tool that was a free download that was the equivalent. Instead of doing a dumb ping from the command line, it was like a more elaborate ping application that also reported on jitter, latency, and other things. Are you familiar with that? Because I can't remember if it was you or Christine, and I can't remember the name of the application. And I'm sure there are lots of out there, but I think that was one of the tools that is a very good replacement of a primitive command line ping.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up, Alan. Yeah, that's the name of the application. By the way, was Collasoft. It's probably COLLA or COL, just one A, but it's Collasoft application wherein this can be installed on the end user PC, and you just put in the destination IP address that you wanted to perform ping to, and that should be able to give more of like a graph, and that's actually beneficial if the user is not familiar with going to the command prompt and perform the continuous ping test. So yeah. Thanks for bringing that out. There's actually a tool, a freeware tool like that for customers that are not tech savvy.
Right. And I believe there was another one that I think Joanne actually developed or created with Ravi's help that was for traceroute. I know we utilized that quite a bit when we were asking like Partner Fusion and their call centers in Central America to run. Instead of, again, using a command line, there was some kind of a executable application. So again, I think those are really great tools that also helped us in troubleshooting customers' LAN and WAN.
Correct. Yeah, we also do have applications for the executable application. It's more like also running. So it's more like a script from the command prompt, but the customer doesn't have to go through that one. They just have to run that executable file. And yeah, it's being developed by our very own developers, and we can send that to customers if they wanted that application too. So thanks for bringing that up.
Sure.
Anyone else have questions?
I think this presentation was really great, Abundio. It was very informative. I just want to maybe add a quick note that the reason, beside everything that you showed, that I like to, when I talk to our customers and our partners, the reason I emphasize why we like to do network monitoring is not so much because we want to get into the business, of managing customers' LAN, but the primary reason we want to do it is IPitimi's main portfolio of offering is hosted unified communication, and which means we put these Polycom or Cisco or Yealink phones on customers' desktops, and those services can only work reliably if customers' network is solid. But anyway, we can go ahead and get more into it later. I just got an instant message from Jen, so sorry about that, Jen. We can proceed to the next slide or whatever else we wanted to talk about.
All right, thank you, Alan. All right. So to wrap it up, not sure if Jen will have discussed this, but
sure. Well, thank you so much, Abundia, for all the information. That was wonderful. But we do have, if you'd like to reach out to Epitimi at any time, we have a 24/7 toll-free number, which is there on the screen. And then our direct number to the office here in Austin is the 512 number. You can always contact us at sales@Epitimi. We also have support at Epitimi if you're a current customer and are experiencing any issues. But we're, again, here 24/7 if you ever need us.
Great.
I think we have one last slide.
And
thanks so much.
Again, thank you. Thank you for everyone that attended this webinar. Again, if you have any questions and concerns, you can contact us. You can post a screenshot on this window right here so that we can answer everything that you have concerns of. So thanks, and you have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Abundio.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I'll see you guys later.